And by sucked in, I mean I sucked myself into it. Oh yeah, I should really pause that. You guys probably don't want to listen to a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff from Team APS on my channel. However, I do recommend that you go watch their stuff. It's good stuff. If you're into Yu-Gi-Oh anyway. So with the thing that happened with the Nintendo Switch 2, we're not one of the early access people who got it early. And even if we were, I don't think it would have mattered. So here's the deal. We are both waiting on our systems patiently. Alright, this is, that. Yes. Okay, so here is the skinny. I will be doing testing on the Switch 2. It will not be opening up the system. I will not be doing any third-party mods, ROMs, hacks, whatever. I don't broadcast that stuff. If I do anything of the sort, it's usually in my own private time and not for public consumption. I have my reasons, and don't question them beyond that because you're not going to get any answers. Just know that as long as I am broadcasting, I will always follow the rules as far as, downloading stuff and whatnot. I, generally speaking, unless it's through a game launcher nowadays, I don't download a lot. I think the last thing that I downloaded from something that wasn't a video game related launcher, like Xbox or Steam, it was the guidebook, it was the hunting manual for my state. So, speaking of which, pro tip: if you are if you live in a state in the United States or Canada, and I think Mexico has them too, make sure you download that little, here in my state it's like 50 pages, but it's a little guidebook on do's and don'ts for hunting. At the bare minimum, it's a good way to get your foot in the door, but it's also a really good thing to have, around, because sometimes it's hard to remember the poundage for a bow, or how many tines on a set of deer antlers do you need, or, it's a lot of information to keep in your head. So I always recommend to stay on the good side of the law, to keep it handy. That way, if you forget something, you can just pull out a book and be like, oh, okay, this is what it says. Or, and that way, if for whatever reason the internet or your phone doesn't work, or maybe you're out doing a guided hunt somewhere and you need the information for reference, it's always good to have just either a downloaded copy or a physical copy of your state and local hunting regulations, just to buff up on while you're not hunting, so that way you can be like, okay, so that deer that I didn't shoot at, I'm glad I didn't shoot at that because that's not a legal catch. Got it, right? It is kind of one of those things. Also, if you're questioning about whether something is legal to shoot or not, you're better off not shooting it. Unless you're plane crash in the middle of nowhere and you literally have to harvest to survive. That's different. That's one of those situations where it's and this is not legal advice, this is survival advice. When you're crashed in the middle of the woods, worry about what the law is going to say after the fact. Because realistically speaking, it's more important that you get out of the situation alive than what some judge is going to say after the fact. As long as you didn't, like, do something absolutely friggin' horrific. And even if you did, if you want to live, your ability to live at that point is kind of up to you. If you did something horrific that might not make it so you might not live anyway, maybe you should just stay in the woods. Again, that's not like legal advice. It's like, if you're facing a death penalty anyway, you're probably better off just staying in the woods. Separate from society and just take your chances with the animals, because otherwise you're probably dead either way. That's just like a logical thing if it comes to that. Now, my God, boss lagging for some reason. They weren't doing this the other day. But just be aware that, typically speaking, when planes go down, if you're just out there surviving, you're probably going to get found one way or the other at some point. Especially if you stay close to the, vehicle in question. I don't understand this. These mods did not have this kind of lag earlier. Something is going on. No. We'll have none of that. Not today. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Yeah, that just happened. But what I can tell you is, it's just about the worst thing you can do if you're out in the woods is waste. And I don't mean taking a dump when I say that either. What I mean is, you can't afford to let resources go bad. A lot of people here in the lower 48, they like to say, well, I don't like the taste of this, so I'm just going to throw it away. As an example. Well, okay, so Is it just that you don't like the taste of it, as in the flavor, or does it taste like it's gone bad? Because if it's gone bad, obviously you shouldn't be eating it at all. But that looked like toilet paper. Knew I was forgetting something. Hmm. Banana bread cinnamon roll. That's an interesting thing. Anyway. Shout out to Tectone, actually. Him being on the Unsubscribe podcast actually really helped put things in a little bit of perspective. And some pretty solid advice that when you stop and think about it actually makes sense, and I feel kind of dumb for not thinking about it before, actually. That would be the 4 hours a day, 8 to 12. That way you can tap the European audience as well. I didn't actually think about that. And actually, if I think about that for a minute, the 4-hour rule actually helps me quite a bit, because these 8-hour streams, I'm just more or less attracting bots from what I can tell. I mean, there's a couple, like, legit subs that I'm getting here or there, but it's at the detriment of everything else. And when I say everything else, I'm going to show the world something that I'm not exactly proud of. There's a certain section of my living room that's kind of just like detrimented because of, you know, me neglecting a task that I had set for myself. Just like in general, I am a Yu-Gi-Oh card collector and have recently decided to downsize some of my collection to just the decks that me and my fiance use, and my daughter too, because she plays with us too. Downsize to just the pre-built decks that we keep, mostly like Cyber Dragons, XYZ, Heroes, you know, stuff like that. I even have a King's Court deck, but so here's what's happened. I've been dumping so much time into doing like 8-9 hour streams a day. I'm not exactly an attractive chick. I'm a guy sitting in a chair playing video games, offering off what I think is pretty solid life advice in most cases, but probably not. I mean, you know, your mileage may vary, we'll put it that way. And I do understand that, you know, just because I do things a certain way does not necessarily mean that it's going to work out, right? Like, it's with a serpentine belt thing, like with a car, okay? And a lot of people are going to kind of give me guff for this, but I can change the serpentine belt without doing 90% of the steps that, like, your guidebooks are going to show you. They'll tell you to remove a plastic guard or whatever. I usually find a way to work around it, and it usually works pretty well. You know, and a lot of auto mechanics out there are going to sit there and kind of scoff at the idea of not following a guide or something when you're doing a DIY. But, here's the deal. Those guides exist for a reason. They exist for doing things the way that the manufacturer recommends. Now, does that detriment your warranty, or could it cause some other kind of issue? Sure. I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, realistically speaking, if you damage your car in a way doing some sort of DIY repair, and the manufacturer is like, we're not responsible for that, you followed this dummy's advice online, and, you know, your serpentine belt snapped because you didn't do it the way that we told you to, so therefore we can't be held responsible, right? When you stop and look at that, it makes sense. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. It's also a really dick thing to do. I mean, just because I wanted to change a serpentine belt without having to pay someone, you know, $300 to $400 to do so, for replacing what's effectively like a $12 belt in most cases. That's a little bit more. Streamline the base a little bit more. I would, however, like to know why. Like, it's Minecraft. You can run it on a friggin' toaster. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But, like, no. I'm not going to be the kind of creator who's going to pull up the rug behind me. Like, or pull up the rope behind me. If there are other people who need this advice that I randomly glean from someone somewhere, I'm not that kind of guy. If you need that kind of help, and if I know I have the piece of advice that's actually going to help you with your career, I'm going to say it. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. I'm not a dick. Okay? Well, I am, but I'm not that kind of a dick. Like, telling someone to go to hell is not really something that's Christian, but it's something that I've had to do in the past, and it has had to do with wood chipper worthy people. People who wanted involvement in my life that have done things that, look, I'm all for the forgiveness under Jesus Christ, right? But that doesn't mean I'm going to trust you around my kids. That doesn't mean I want you hanging around me. And that doesn't mean that, that doesn't mean that I want you anywhere near a kid, okay? If you're that way, you can stay that way all you want, but you can also stay away too. And if you know what's good for you, you will. Okay? I'm not... No. We don't play those games. I'm not going to gamble on the safety of my kids just because you want a second chance. I'm sorry, if you want a second chance, you're going to have to find someone who's willing to give you it. And it's not me on that. That is just that is the one thing. No. I would trust a mass murderer with a shotgun before I'd trust you. Like, ever. Especially when it comes to kids. No. And I'm not naming names. I'm not gonna call people out directly. I will give you at least that much of a courtesy. Okay? Because I am trying to be polite. Give me a reason not to be. And you know who you are. But yeah, I kind of wish I had a co-host. It kind of sucks, kind of just talking to myself here. Let me see if my British friend is awake. Because even if it's just like someone to bounce ideas off of and talk to, that's way better than just listening to me yammer on. Man, I hate that. Ain't that something? This might crash the game. Nope. That was a big dose of nope. So as soon as I get done with the streaming today, I have to wrap up the Yu-Gi-Oh card sorting bits. We're almost done. We've got the stuff we're keeping set aside and the stuff we're not, organized. We just got like a small handful left to go through, and I think like 2 binders. Which sounds bad, it does, but when you realize that the binders are mostly spell and monster cards, like they're in the binders, I'll know what I'm getting rid of as soon as I see it. So. Hey, not to be rude or nothing, but like, I know we're only a half an hour into this thing, but I need like 5 minutes. Nature's calling. Mother Nature sure is an interesting character indeed. Okay, now. I don't want to carry bones around, so. 4 of these should be enough for now. And yes, we're gonna break this friggin' gold pickaxe right now. There we go. Oh boy.
More misinformation to go over to kind of swell the lie and great fake that is out there. We're going to break it down with the truth and what's actually happening. I think more they're not going to be able to run the system that they have on the game on this game as a whole. I think they're going to have some creative ways of where you're not going to need any external systems. You have the Nintendo patch. Whether you're importing the features or you're trying to use a feature, or most systems you're going to need the internet to do something. Especially if you are a user of the previous system, you're going to need the internet to do something. Import a profile, transfer over something, download a game that you have digitally, whatever the case is. The Nintendo Switch 1, it was simply just to use the micro SD card. You needed a patch for that. So that's what I should report. I did not report that you could not use Nintendo Switch games or the system doesn't work at all or anything, because that was never proven. But we have plenty of situational Nintendo fans and content creators that took it upon themselves to rage and to spread that the system will not even work at all because it was a rumor for a while. It was not confirmed. But now we know, at least at this point, it seems like that yes, you will not need the day one patch. But of course, many people are going to need to hook up to the internet because you're going to want to transfer over maybe some of your digital games from your profile. You're going to want to re-download some of the stuff that you want to play. You're going to want to import your profile. But yeah, there will be a day one patch. If you want to play backwards compatibility games, it will be there. You have to download that patch using software emulation. It's not built into the hardware, and they've been updating the compatibility since they decided to do the whole situation. Since they decided to do the Nintendo Switch 2 backwards compatibility, the Switch 1 games, they've been updating and updating. So you are going to have future updates for this better compatibility. I actually said that there will be other patches for this better compatibility to potentially fix some issues that there are with the number of games that are not quite working together,
Hmm.
or there's some issues here and there with backwards compatibility. So I think that's kind of big, but not really a big deal. Most Nintendo fans don't care about the backwards compatibility. They care about the compatibility of a game that works together. So I think this is going to be a game that will be beneficial for a lot of people. Yeah, I think there's a lot of internet possibilities that is going to change how the format side of things is, because that's not a lot of systems on there, especially with the previous system, the one with the saves and cloud saves or whatever the case may be. So it was just mostly kind of bait and switch. And now they have something that works well. There's a possibility of if you don't have access to the internet, or access to like a light pole by your house, while your team is losing in the playoffs or the championship games, then yeah, maybe that might happen to you. But if that doesn't happen to you, you should be good. You can use your phone, you can use other things to get that work. So I think the system as a whole will accomplish that. But anyway, yeah, Nintendo is going to be updating the patches as they come. We'll see what system it is. We'll see exactly how many patches it is going to be. But yeah, this is only the start. There's a lot more to come. And the sad part is that we have to spend for this new experience that's going to happen there. But
Well, yeah, that figures. Heaven forbid people who report stuff like this online should have to follow some sort of context guidelines,
also, shout out to all those who are not
right?
subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. It's really much appreciated. It really helps with the content, and we can put together monsters all the time. So next up, we got some news that happened right just before our podcast started. I can't say recently about this trans woman who covered this story extensively throughout her social media. Well, we're talking about how Instacart is essentially getting rid of the next part section or breaking it down into really lower price items to enforce grocery, or enforce basically transparency and intervene enforcement. Gary,
Yeah. Well, you want to talk about historically the economic history of gaming. Why the PlayStation 2 did so well. You gotta remember it was a different time. Things were different than they are now. It's important to remember that the value of the American dollar was in a better place than it is right now. I think that's probably the most important thing to say up front when you're having that conversation. It's a very uncomfortable conversation to have, for sure, that here in the US, our currency is being worth less and less of itself every day, or it was. So back when the PlayStation 2 was a thing, I remember when we got ours at my mom's house, she was definitely happy to see it. For sure. I was not gonna lie, I was kind of curious about the system, but to say that I was into it, I did get into it after I started playing it, but I wasn't one of those people who was fawning over the idea of having one. So I guess that's the first subject to get out of the way is that. So while yes, I am still a real gamer, much to the surprise of literally no one, I haven't always been a gamer, okay? I played, on the Game Boy Color before I even knew what a console was. In fact, most of my childhood was, as far as gaming, was not the same, and I want original hardware. It's not the same, and I want original hardware. The emulator thing is literally just a space-saving thing, but if we're talking about actually having things set up the way that I want to have my laptop, my Switch connected to my TV. The Xbox Series X, okay, maybe. But I want a PlayStation 2 because it can play both PlayStation 1 and 2, right? N64. And I want an original, something that can play original cartridge Game Boy games. I really do. Because that's where my childhood sits. And to all of this, oh, well, backward compatibility is hidden behind a subscription bullshit, I will say it outright, I fucking hate it. I really wish there was a way, like an adapter that you could plug into the Switch that would play all your old Super Nintendo, Nintendo Entertainment System, and N64 cartridges that you legitimately own on the system natively. All it does is just translates it to that. You know, call it the Nintendo 64 Switch adapter or something. I don't know. I don't know how Nintendo would feel about it. I don't even know if you could secure it. But, oh. Well, you probably couldn't because we're talking about older style games that people would find a way to mod the cartridges, I'm sure, and mod the thing to take SD cards or whatever with ROMs on it and all that jazz. And if I'm being blunt, and I'm going to be a little blunt towards Nintendo, and they're not going to fucking like it, but I'm going to say it's one of those I said what I fucking said moments, okay? You don't offer enough support for those classic titles. Hiding a virtual console behind a monthly paid subscription or a yearly paid subscription is not good enough. There are still a ton of games that are not even remotely coming to that system, and even if you did, it still wouldn't be enough, okay? We don't want a virtual... Well, I mean, some people are okay with a virtual console, but what the majority of us actually want is to be able to go to a secondhand store, go buy an old copy of Pokemon Red or Blue, plug it into an adapter, and play it that way on the Switch. Not even kidding. You have a Nintendo Switch 2, which, according to my estimations, has good enough hardware to play modified. Now they'd have to be modified to fit the system, but is strong enough to be able to handle certain Xbox One titles. There is no excuse for not having some kind of USB-C adapter that can plug in either the top or the bottom, or maybe even just connected to the dock, okay, to allow people to use their old cartridges on the system. Now, I would argue that they'd have to be a legitimate cartridge for sure, but, you know, that's a technical spec thing. That is up to Nintendo to figure out. That is where I sit on the topic of emulation. I don't like emulating things. I think it's buggy, glitchy, and even when you do get it to work right, it still doesn't work right. So, it's just it's like having an itchy burning feeling and it's just tickling the itch a little bit. it's not, it doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't solve, it just doesn't. And I mean, sure, there are plenty of devices that people have come out with that, modified Raspberry Pi with a NES, SNES, N64, GameCube disc reader that can also take SD cards and all this other garbage, and Game Boy games that you can plug in directly to the TV, and it basically does all that stuff for you. It'll take the old school N64 controllers to be wired and all that jazz, which is fine. But it's still, and this is going to sound really dumb, but it's still missing the soul of the systems itself. It's no different to me than emulating on a cell phone. It's not, it's just not really, it's not the same, and it never will be, okay? You're not playing on default hardware, you're playing on software. And I know that sounds so stupid. It sounds like the dumbest thing anyone could ever say, because we've had so many advancements and all this other stuff, which is great. I'm not downplaying that. But there's something to be said for playing on the old hardware. Okay? Having to blow in the cartridge, having to make sure there's no scratches on the bottom of the PlayStation 1 disc, blowing on the Game Boy cartridges, the list kind of goes on. And that's really kind of where I sit on that topic. Like, I hate the virtual console idea. I really do. I absolutely hate it. I want to play on native hardware. The problem is they don't even manufacture. When's the last time Nintendo manufactured Pokemon Red and Blue? Or a Nintendo Game Boy Color? Like an actual handheld unit. I don't even think you can order them from them anymore. I doubt it. Nope, it's all Nintendo Switch stuff and Switch 2 stuff. Which, I mean, that's fine, whatever. But, like, if I were Nintendo, I would probably be trying to capitalize on at least sales for the older stuff, personally. I just pulled a muscle in my back. That felt awesome. Okay, I probably shouldn't do this, but
I have a personal bone to pick with AI, and I don't mean that I have a problem with people using it for their content. I mean, it did me dirty, and I want the ones. Yesterday, I was doing a collab that I did with the Fat Electrician, and I asked AI to take this picture of him where he's in a tank top and have him rip his tank top off like Hulk Hogan and then turn into a superhero and fly away. Look at what it gave me. Now I feel like I violated some federal law because that made me feel dirty inside. That was absolutely not what I was going for. I asked it to make a video of me in prison screaming at a pedophile. What is this? Why am I smiling? Am I gonna give him a hand job? I feel like AI is just playing in my face, bro. I need Elon Musk.
Okay, that's fair. So JD was trying to use AI to make some pretty awesome clips. I'm not gonna lie, they sound pretty awesome, but the AI flubbed it. Which, I mean, to be fair, we're talking about AI here. It's gonna flub once in a while, right? But it flubbed on him twice in a row, and that's just not fair. It's just so unfair. Dude's just trying to make some awesome clips and, trying to see what AI can do. Well, I think he found out the hard way. So yeah, AI. Oh my god, that's gonna be trying me to drink. AI is kind of a funny thing, but also kind of a cool thing, I think, still. Personally, it's just I think it's pretty neat. That being said, as far as its usefulness goes, there's some debate to be had there for sure. But, just not one that I'm willing to have. I think the ability to speak into existence anything that you want, more or less, is pretty cool. Okay? In fact, I wish that worked for real, live, IRL objects, for sure. Oh. Huh. Well, it's not doing it now. Asking me if I wanted to activate sticky keys. No, I don't, but there's something I want to do on the mouse side of things. Oh, that's not good. That's actually really terrible. Okay. There it is. I didn't realize I didn't realize it was down to 2%. No, it doesn't have a setting for that. Now let's climb a hill. Take a look around. I know I could just use seed map, blah 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 blah. It's not the same. Pumpkins, village, nice. Not too far away from here. Some weird mushroom tower structure, probably part of a mod. There's a castle of some kind. Blimp. Another zeppelin. Pillager outpost. Well, something weird next to it. Okay. Well, yeah, that's why it's plugged in. Or at least it should be. Yeah. That's a big fat dose of nope. Another rainy, gloomy day, I guess.
Yeah. Not raining, but it's hot enough.
I don't know, that garage looks pretty wet. Hmm. Well, excuse me? Oh, no, you didn't. You friggin' didn't. No, the money's right there, dude. How is there a problem with my payment method? Oh, for crying out loud. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I thought. Walmart being Walmart. So they decided to have an issue with my card apparently. Well, they needed to update my payment information. Dude, it's the same payment information I gave you when I pre-ordered it. So, yeah. Oh. I'd like to know what the heck that was all about. Yeah, if I had the money, I'd probably go get a couple of footlongs for dinner tonight. Because yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'm not really craving Subway. I just don't have to cook anything. I'm kind of tired of doing that all the time, but it's okay. It's part of what I'm here for. Right? Okay, now. Holy crap. No, this isn't like physical exhaustion for tired or boredom tired. This is sleep deprivation tired. Uh-oh. Now the problem with that is I probably could force myself to go to sleep, but I'd have to literally black out the whole house to do it. Which is why I wanted to get my hands on some German blackout curtains, because, you know. Hmm.
I don't want this.
Well, find a home for it, because I don't have a place for it, and I'm streaming right now, so maybe wait until I'm not doing something.
Okay. Just send it in today.
ice structures or just land decoratives? Good question. There's a snowy forest biome. What else do we have? Anything useful nearby? Another abandoned building over there. White tree forest. And a village with what looks to be a church. And actually, probably about the same distance, give or take. Give or take a few blocks. That's a jungle biome. And that's a blimp. I might feel a light little prick. Magnus, sit and stay. Quiet. Alright, I gotta mute my mic. We've got company here, I think. And I have to go put the dog down in the back room because he's gonna be working on some heating equipment. So he's not here yet. It's the furnace cleaning HVAC guy that we're waiting for, so. A little bit of the stare off going on. I know exactly what's causing it. It's the allergy meds. I'm trying a new set of allergy medications to. It's working for the allergies, but that's about it. I'll put it that way. Huh.
Worse than the Blue Eyes White Dragon and this other dead Blue Eyes White Dragon. They have a lot of freaking distressor summon. Blue Eyes Windburst Dragon. And then I'll destroy Maiden Eyes of Blue. Non-targeting, but you can't use her effect. Now here's the good news, Blue Eyes. I've only got a Blue Eyes Windburst Dragon. I don't know what the hell. Normal summon Sage and Eyes of Blue. Effect had a level 1 light tuner. Put to my hand.
I'm gonna have to dig out my Blue Eyes deck. And when I have to go to Walmart and pick up a couple of the new. See if I can't
From my deck, fossil leaf
come up with some shenanigans.
will activate fossil leaf white cat.
Oh. Ugh. Oh, getting used to this is gonna take a lot. This is all I have, by the way. To clarify, I'm not looking for pity. When I actually said this is all that I have, this is not all I have in the house. This is all that I have for snacks. We are cutting out like potato chips and all the other junk foods. And while I know these aren't exactly the best thing for me, at least it's not like, you know, tortilla chips. It's also easier to control how many of them I eat. Because they don't really taste like much. They taste like salt and cracker. Um, there's not supposed to be any mods activated. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Mm. Hmm. That's worth a chuckle. Hmm.
Thailand, Indonesia. That means we aren't CCP legal, but we got our hands on them, so we're gonna open them up and have ourselves a good one. What makes this award special is that not only do they have structured exercise, ardent supporters of Blue Eyes Dark Future, they also have power packs that introduce some very interesting cards. Yeah, let's mix these cards together and see what we can do. But before we do, be sure to drop a like on the video so it helps boost the algorithm and let us know down in the comments. Did they release these cards in TCG? I mean, that's pretty cool. It's really fun. And also, we've been keeping up with it. All right, without further ado, let's get off the video. Okay, so that's structure deck Legion of the Darkness. This is the power pack included. One interesting detail I've noticed is it says 9 plus purchases daily in this. Our aim of this is to purchase unavailable Wizards of the Darkness Legion in this set. The deck looks like very good structure deck, and all of its cards exhibit our power pack. Inside, we have the playmat, power pack, itself. So despite not being CCG legal cards themselves, these are pretty much, they look like normal Dark Magician tablet artwork. Not what I say, but this is another deck of Dark Magician too. This is a Dark Illusion, so I believe since it's newer Dark Illusion, of course. This is Glow, this is Love, this is Dark Light, and this is sold in units. I'll say briefly through the deck exhibition. Kirby Lucky Strike. The release of this is not actually going to list price. It's Magic the Reloaded. This is all instant velocity on Midnight Summon Kirby Magazine. And now the spell we got Magic the Reloaded. We got Magic Circle of Souls, one of my favorites. And Monster Reborn with OCG original art by Tom Holland. Of course, they did not only release the Stone Edition of the vehicle. We got also an Eternal Souls edition. So there's been a bunch of stuff there. And a variety of Dark Magician cards back here. Alright guys, I have my Rising Blue Eyes Fusion structure deck. Destroy all opposition. Alright, here we are. We got our deck, playmat, and power pack. Alright, new group. This Legendary Dragon is a powerful energy destruction. First rate infantry. Aries Infiltrate is awesome creature and you attack. Okay? This is like the basic vanilla dragon card. Save Dragon. Something, save, not destroy, destroy. Big Trader is things like, I think let's get using ruler one. Oh, Broza! And Legend here! Alright, this is fun. First rate introduction. Possibly what? Terraforming. Oh, Blue Light! Wow! So yeah, we got the Eternal Soul, which is new. Bring us a whoa! This is old school. This is like All-Star Ring of Destruction with the grenade. Pasteurize and Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. I'm sorry, this is eye now. That is sick. Alright, so let's talk about our power packs in this set. Legion of the Darkness, I believe that these power packs actually came in clumps, 5 out of 20. And we get certain one thing I really like is we get yellow and black. Oh, okay, look at that. Deep Glow, Lure of Darkness with raw power. Heaven of Legion is an extra deck monster. Scapegoat, let's go. Let's see. And that's power up. Again, Prism, Secret Rare, Blue Eyes Dragon, Flare Up, Sleeper Rare, Bottomless Crash Hole, obviously, Eternal Dragon Lord, and Crackdown. Oh, these are useful cards. Alright guys, so we have our deck sleeved up and ready. Dark Magician versus Blue Eyes. Remember, before the video starts, be sure to drop a like. Okay, shot time. Wow. I got wow, what am I one.
Yeah. Wow, even my mouse fell asleep. That's bad.
Wow, we got a Kraken side. Okay, first one is the Clairvoyant. Got a Clairvoyant Lord. Prism Eye. Okay, Prism Eye. Alright, Magnet Eye. Alright, alright.
Hmm. Oh man, what is wrong with me today? Come on. Okay, number one, your character's hungry. Feed him some friggin' bread. You know the Minecraft pattern. Oh my word. Sorry, I'm looking for some outrage content on Twitter so that way I can kind of get the, you know, they don't let me punch myself on camera, we'll put it that way. It's considered self-harm. So I need something to get the blood back flowing again. Magnus, don't even start. Okay, maybe not outrage content, but that's a pretty funny Chick-fil-A meme. Our pickles don't touch. Just like God intended. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how do you get that? I'm sorry. If you have a flood in the U.S., it's all brown and shit. And yet you go over to Japan, their water floods in their subways, and the water looks like clean. Like you could bathe in it. I probably wouldn't, but... It's a bad day. Oh man, I had to do a video review on freaking on Twitter. I think that'll probably be a part of Minecraft Monday for like waking me the frig up. I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. Watching that woman get dragged by like 4 dogs, wanting to go play with the neighbor's dog was kind of funny. Oh man, I don't think I have the friggin' testicular fortitude to handle it until friggin' 12 o'clock today. This is why. Ew. Nope. Mm. Oh, kill some time. This is what we got. Blue Eyes White Destiny. This is going to be me unboxing it. You get your awesome Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon in its own separate package. I don't see a play mat in this one. Huh. Yeah, see? Just a box and a rare card, I guess, or a special card. Interesting. The extra deck cards look different from the main deck cards. I don't like that. That's not necessarily the best look ever, but okay. We got your Neuron advertisements, your Master Duel advertisement, and your Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links advertisement. Oh, that's nice. Get that out of there. You got Indigo Silver Dragon, Spirit with Eyes of Blue, Maiden of White, Wishes for Eyes of Blue, another Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, and from there on it all just kind of devolves into Dictator D. Ooh, it comes with a free Nibiru. And hello, hand traps. Nice. So they're throwing. Okay. No, I am A-okay with that. Yup. That's ooh, another infinite impermanence. Nice. Yup. Yup. Okay. Okay. That's actually pretty sick. The only thing I have against this is this. Right here. I mean, this is fixable with sleeves, more or less, but you'll take a look at the deck versus the extra cards that they give you. See that gap? That's not gravity, that's bend. Okay? So what that is probably something wrong with the packaging process, would be my guess. Because the main deck itself is the thing that's actually bent, which isn't supposed to happen. But, I mean, there again, you know, give me some sleeves and a dictionary, you know? Or a big enough Bible, I guess, would do the job too. But now, if I remember correctly, my previous Blue Eyes deck I had built was not just a Blue Eyes deck. In fact, I took it about 3 steps further by finding a way to put Trishula, Trishy Trish, in the deck. Yeah. So this whole deck is going to have to be gone through. Yeah. My entire Blue Eyes deck is going to have to be gone through. Like, from top to bottom. Just because of those cards. So, here's what we're going to do for now, though. Because this is supposed to be Minecraft Monday. Not Yu-Gi-Oh! Monday. Although... me doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Content probably... be more beneficial for the channel itself, if we're being, for the channels themselves, if we're being honest. It's just alright, so Minecraft has this retention problem. They won't ever admit to it, but they do. There's no guns, there's nothing exciting going on, the sword animations are kind of bland and boring. And there's a lot of things I could complain about Minecraft, right? But there's a lot of credit where credit's due as well. It's a pretty fun little game. The problem is that when you've played it as much as I have, and when you have what feels to be a massive, like, blood sugar disparity, or, you know, I could just be outright diabetic from being fucking fat, the game's lack of interest in playing the game, or, well, I don't really want to say lack of interest because it's not accurate. The lack of enthusiasm for playing it, I guess, maybe, turns into wanting to sleep instead of playing it. Okay, and we're gonna just take these and... How? Oh. Jerk's got a friggin' hat. Dude, no. Oh, man. Oh, so glad the mic didn't pick that up. Oh. It's cracked every knuckle in my hands. From the wrist right down to the fingertips. Oh. You know, maybe video games might not be the best, like, strictly video game content might not be the best way to go about it. Like, I'm just thinking out loud here, but, like, maybe. Just maybe. We need to find some sort of physical activity content to do. Alright. So I think what I'm thinking is maybe, just maybe, I can consider for a bit doing. I don't know. Do I want to do bodybuilding content? No, it feels a little bit too exposed. I'm not that way. Like, I am extremely shy. Oh. Yeah, I can't keep doing this like all the time. Spending too much time sitting in my chair. Obviously that tree is of some importance, so I won't wreck it. But other trees. Um. There we go. Oh yeah, no, a house made of wood is like totally flammable. I get it, but like, I have my reasons. Okay, you. Whatever. Well, I know what I'm gonna do while I'm doing my workout today. I'm gonna put in the Indiana Jones movies because, like, come on, the first three are amazing. Okay, you could cry about all the wokeness and all that stuff about the new one all that you want. I'm talking about good old Indy. Okay, and no, I don't agree with Harrison Ford on everything he friggin' does. Okay, I don't need to. Oh my. A pimp named Slickback. idea. Gotta go grab a bucket of water real quick. Actually, I'm gonna grab 2 buckets. Man, this cave is literally throwing the works at me today. Oh man, I really hope you guys aren't hearing that on the other TV. I couldn't handle the silence anymore. I literally was like passing out over here. Oh boy, yeah, no controversial, no heavily controversial topics today. It's Monday. I just ain't got the brain for it. We've been at it for about 3 hours and 17 minutes. Got about 42 minutes left, I believe. Supposed to have a plumber show up to help clean up the furnace, but he's I'm not gonna say he's late, but I do welcome the chance to get my streaming done before he shows up. That's for sure. Lava bucket. It puts the lime in the coconut and shakes it all up. It puts the lime in the coconut. Perfect.
The car was destroyed. I knew I didn't get it right. Attacked you directly for 3 seconds.
Not so fast. I'll activate my magical zero. So I can examine this sense and use it as a spell. I can send it from my hand to radar, target from the dark position, or become the mighty dark magician. Nice, activate, start magical circle, and activate. Give me a chance to perform a 1 to 2 when you perform a target attack. Okay.
Good negative.
And I summon my dark magician then. Turn move.
Your move.
Draw. Crazy. Opponent moves already impact. I activate the Eyes of Midas. So I have a dark magician which means target to do weakness. Say hello to the rare dark dragon. Next, I activate my fusion deployment. So I can reveal a fusion monster.
Ooh. Well, well, well.
The dragon is dark magician at fusion coordinates. So let that
Activate my blue eyes ultimate shift that prevents negation.
alright, that negates my fusion deployment. And didn't think Dragoon was going to have to use damage, but take it back. Dragoon, attack.
I'm done.
Because you're 45.
You're 45,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I don't get a chance to kill. No chances of getting something.
That is what is called a myoclonic jerk. That is my body telling me it is overtired and needs sleep. You know what? I know the magic number is 4 hours. But if I get too many more of those, I'm gonna have to go take a nap. Or worse, go to the dreaded hospital. Alright. So I got the beds, I got the iron, I got the house built, I got the sugar cane started outside. You know what? Give me those back. It's my mom. Hi, Mom. What's up? Well, I sure do apologize. That was an important phone call from my mom. Everything's going fine on her end. I have to go do stuff. So, if you like the content, hit the like and subscribe buttons, the follow buttons. Please follow. You know, every little bit helps. And, you saw the kind of the tour of what was left of the base. I'll run over it this time so I can kind of explain what was done. The main quote-unquote building, quote-unquote, is done. We've got the... Nope! Yeah. Okay, away from the house. Yeah, you can make all the holes you want, just stay away from my house. Anyway, yeah, so we got the walled in stone structure for just kind of keeping the morons out of the food. We got the food, 4 jack-o'-lanterns on the roof for lighting. Right here next to town, which is exactly what I wanted to do. I'll fill in the rest of that hole right quick because I don't want to have to fall in it. There, the hole falling too. Someone can build a house over it or whatever. The town does not have a blacksmith, which is really unfortunate, but if I can find a zombie spawner down below and set up a cactus trap, which I don't know if there's any cactus nearby, but if there is, if I can set up the cactus trap, I can have basically unlimited emeralds. So, there's that. Well, thank you. I appreciate you showing up. Don't be afraid to hit the like and sub buttons. Well, I mean, I don't think the subscription button on Kick is the same as it is on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's different, but you get the point. I welcome the presence of people. But I don't have a Discord, so, you know, hit me on Twitter. My Twitter handle should be the same as my Kick. I'm going to make a graphic that actually has that below, or probably over the black hole, the red hole, so to speak. I actually gotta get a couple of graphics made up with my Kick ID. Or is it Kick? Soon to be Twitter, actually, if they start allowing us to stream on that. But Kick, YouTube, and Rumble for now. And I'll probably just put my Twitter handle on there so people can bombard my inbox. Just don't be a butt pirate about it. That's all I ask. And that, I think, is going to about wrap it up. Again, if you like the content, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Don't be afraid to leave a couple of comments or whatever. Try not to DM. Me and DMs, I don't even know how DMs work, so just don't even bother. You'd be wasting your time on that. I'm going to probably spend the rest of the day working on my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, and maybe watching some Indiana Jones and cleaning up the rest of the house. So, and oiling up the treadmill so I can start walking on that again, because I feel like my blood flow is messed up from not doing enough. But yeah, I think